Happy Monday. Jeremy here, Unsleeved Media. And I just finished uploading a fun video to my second channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. You should check it out. I'm having a lot of fun over there, and maybe you'll like it too. A lot of you don't know that a few years ago, I actually put out a Magic the Gathering app. It was called Game Finder. And its sole purpose was to help Magic players find other Magic players. Now, Wizards of the Coast at the time had an app, or basically a store locator, but it didn't allow you to search by the type of game people wanted to play or use geolocating. The best way I could describe it would be like Tinder for gamers. There was a drop-down menu, geographic radius selections, and even a commercial done by Loading Ready Run.
Looking for a group? New to town? Find new, real people to play games with using Game Finder.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Using Game Finder is simple. Download the free app and set up your profile.
Wait, a profile? Like for a dating site?
No, you goon, you set up your profile with the games you want to play with other people. Say you want to find a new group to play D&D with.
I do want to find a new group to play D&D with.
I know. I was watching you. And you're in luck. When you add D&D to your Game Finder profile, you can see other Game Finder users around you who are looking for players as well. Why don't you try sending a message to Brian? He only lives about half a mile away.
Oh, okay. That was suspiciously easy.
That's the point, dude. With Game Finder, you can instantly find real people who want to play the same games as you. No need to respond to sketchy online personals or pester your coworkers. You can message other users, make a friends list to keep track of people you want to play with again, and see ratings for other players. You can even block other users if you don't get along. Game Finder isn't just for Magic or D&D, it works for all kinds of games, from Cards Against Humanity to Settlers of Catan. You can find new players who live right next door to you. Or expand your search to see everyone in the city. When you create your Game Finder profile, other people who want to play the same games as you will be able to see you in their searches and send you messages as well. Game Finder is great if you're looking for new people to play with where you live, or even if you're just passing through for a few days.
Wow, this app is great! I got invited to join a one-off campaign at a local game shop I didn't even know existed. Thanks, disembodied narrator voice.
I'm right here. Game Finder. Finding a game has never been easier.
I often look back as that failed app as a life lesson to me. You can learn a lot from your failures in life. You learn a lot more from them than you do your successes. And people often ask, whatever happened to Game Finder? When I tell them what happened to, or about Game Finder, everyone's reaction always seems to be the same. Man, that sounds like a really good idea. I would use something like that. Well, I think it failed not because it was a bad idea, but because of bad implementation. Of course, both execution. Both are, of course, I am responsible for both. It is not, however, some of the things it's not, I think, are, if you were around at that time, some of my fellow Magic YouTubers like Wedge and McQuacks and stuff were actively working against it, refusing to promote it, and in fact, castigating other Magic the Gathering YouTubers for doing commercials for it.
I don't care. Like, I will put... If it comes down to a thing where he's saying Wedge won't let him go, I will make a video saying it's not Wedge, it's me. Fuck HQ. I don't care. Like, I can direct shit away from Wedge if that's what happens. But it never got to that point. Because we just let it go. Like, HQ might do his last hurrah while he tries to get Game Finder up and running, which, if we could all get a slight clap, it did make its funding, so go team. But, I mean, that's in the future. Could have dealt with that when it happened.
And you really think Wedge would be able to?
I can't speak for Wedge. I don't know, and I don't know if Wedge could actually say himself, but that's
It's a guy that
Something
literally 2 minutes ago wanted to leave the conversation because he couldn't handle having the conversation behind a fucking monitor right now.
Okay. So you can't handle confrontation. If HQ does... Worst case scenario, we're doing
I
the
wanted to leave the conversation. Nothing to do with social anxiety, but more to do with the fact that this isn't going to go anywhere.
Oh, it's fucking going somewhere.
It's not.
Well, you don't make my fucking choices anymore, Wedge. Yeah. Okay, if you don't want to have a conversation, then I'll just speak fucking openly. This is what it directly comes down to, Wedge. The fact is, whatever. You guys can be fucking pissed off at me for making a business decision, which is a smart fucking business decision that I think anyone
Kevin,
would make.
hold on.
What?
Stop. Not a smart decision. You fucked over Wedge, and you screwed over Brian, dude. If you honestly think that HQ has enough pull to make up for the potential pull of Brian and Wedge, horrible business decision. Horrible. Sorry, I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay, well...
Like, I'm glad for you that you got your bump from Brian, but that's done, dude. That's done. Your $1,000 from HQ isn't the close to $5,000 that Brian got you. Not even close.
Okay, well, he never fucking approached me about that.
He's out.
Well, if you guys... I don't know. And that's the thing, like I said. If you guys have your disagreements and petty whatever the hell... and they're going to affect, like, how I make my business, that's pretty fucking bullshit. That's pretty bullshit. That's like anything, if Wedge with the playmats or something, if I'm like, well, I don't like Nicole, so if you do this, I'm gonna fuck you. And you're like, dude, I'm just trying to sell fucking playmats here. And I'm like, no, I'm dragging you into my political game here, dude. I'm gonna call the shots. You're gonna be like, dude, I'm the one doing this, man. And that's what I'm saying. You guys are fair to do whatever you want, and be pissy about whatever the fuck you want. But the thing is I get to at least state my fucking opinion. That's the fair thing, at least.
That's fine. Stayed away.
Something that people think I'm still mad about, I'm definitely not. I couldn't care less. That was not why the app failed. The app failed because it failed to reach critical mass. Quite simply, on launch day, if somebody were to open the app, right, and they don't find somebody near them, they're not going to probably open it up again. And I think where I failed was to budget properly. And what I mean is we raised about $25,000, if I remember right, via Kickstarter. And anyone who's never done any development thinks that's like $1 million. A lot of people are like, oh my God, you raised $25,000. I could have developed that app for like $500. Well, no, you couldn't. Of that $25,000, I printed custom playmats, t-shirts, dice bags, all these things. I overspent on the rewards, probably. That took up maybe $5,000 to $6,000 of the budget just to, repay the backers, which is fine. I probably should have charged more. I probably should have thought that through more. Another problem the app had was I overpaid for development. The true cost of the development for the app probably should have been 50% of what I paid. The company I hired was on a referral. I didn't really know who to hire. And overall, I thought they delivered a functional application. I was probably overpaying. I probably could have saved some money there because at the end of the day, what happened was I ran out of money and I invested another probably $10,000 to $20,000 of my own money beyond the Kickstarter to try and market it. Because when the app was finally done, I had no money left to advertise it. If I were to do it all again, near the very end of the app, we had some stretch goals, and one of them was a web interface, just at like GameFinder.com. You could go to it, and it would geolocate you, and you could find gamers. That's how I should have started. I could have done the website much cheaper than full-on app development. I probably wouldn't even have needed to kickstart it. But again, it's one of those things that needed to go viral. They don't really work if people log on and don't find somebody. I've been thinking a lot lately about reviving the app. I'm in a different financial position these days. There hasn't been any real competition launched, and my voice no longer depends on other YouTubers to get a decent amount of people. At the time, it's hard to say because even Tolarian Community College did a video about it, reviewing it, and he gave it what I thought was a fair grade. I think a C or C plus or B minus or something at the time, which I think is totally fair. But I had never done anything like this before. It was an interesting experience developing an app, buying my first iPad so I could test the damn thing. I wanted to do too much with too little funds and too little experience. And you can replace funds with experience, but I had neither. So I hired a development company. They developed it. It worked. I wanted to make it available to not just Magic players, but people who wanted any kind of game. So if you wanted to play Commander, you could take a subset of the game and use it, right? But I think the entire Magic community would have had to band together to make it even serviceable for Magic players. Because remember, the Magic community, the gaming community, is so much bigger than just what YouTube is, right? Like, we think Tolarian Community College with its 300,000 subscribers is gigantic, but you got to remember there's 20 million Magic players. The overwhelming majority of gamers don't screw around watching YouTube videos or on Twitter or on Reddit. They just play the game. And that, I think, was a mistake. I think even, I think we had 20 or 30,000 users at one time, and that was just it. And when it started to kind of get off the ground, I was so deep in debt, and I knew I couldn't go ask for more money. I ran out of development. So when there were problems, the development company wasn't going to help me out because I had owed them already like another $7,000 or $8,000 that I was busy trying to negotiate down. And it's an interesting experience for me. I'm still thankful for everyone that backed it. I think I've been thinking a lot about at least relaunching the website. Now that I have my own developers, I might be able to do it more affordably. Because I still think it's a good idea, because at the end of the day, we gamers, not just Magic, but Yu-Gi-Oh players and Force of Will players and Star Wars Destiny players and Legends of the Five Rings players, we're already looking for more people out there. Now, there are things like meetup.com and, other Facebook groups and things like that, but with the convenience of the app, I've been thinking about just from the ground up redesigning it, keeping the name and redeveloping it, start with the web-based version that people can just use and sign up for, and taking another swing at it, because I still believe strongly in the idea. Now, do I want to lose another $25,000, $30,000? Probably not, but I don't think I'm going to crowdfund it again, because I tried that and I failed. And I think I owe it to the community to take another swing at it. And it keeps me up at night thinking about that sort of thing. I learned a lot, and I'm not sure. But I think really it failed. At the end of the day, it failed to hit critical mass. And that's ultimately what was its downfall. I could have stuck another $20,000 or $30,000 into it, and I'm not sure it would have helped, because people would just have no reason to log back in. I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about it lately, and I have a lot of regret, and I just wanted to kind of talk about that and share what I think were the reasons it failed, and apologize for its failure. I carry a lot of guilt that it didn't work, because I thought it was going to be a great tool for Magic players to find other Magic players and other gamers, really. I mean, with the selection, with the drop-down selection, it was so easy just to pick a different gamer, but you can't always win. Even a good idea will fail if it is implemented or executed poorly, and as we saw with Game Finder, that's a perfect example of it. So it's always good to look back at our mistakes and our failures in life to try and learn from them, and that's exactly what this video was and is about. I hope you enjoyed this little tale, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to be notified the next time I upload a video, make sure you subscribe and take a moment to turn on notifications. If you want to support the cause of this channel, it survives because of the amazing generosity of those that choose to back me on Maker Support. The link is in the description, and hopefully you'll consider backing today.